and said, "Where did you get all those volunteers from?" Well, I thought to myself, all these people were already here. Most of them were already here, parents, community members. Some were already working at Carpenter, and some were just in the area and in our community and in our town wanting to help and wanting to get involved. You may remember the movie Field of Dreams, where Kevin Costner's character supernaturally received the message regarding the construction of a full-size baseball field right there on his own property. If you build it, they will come. And upon completion of said ball field, the greats appeared. Shoeless Joe Jackson, Babe Ruth, Jackie Robinson. The greats showed up to play. Well, our administrative staff, our paraprofessionals and teachers, together with parents and community members, have been working at Carpenter Elementary the last several years, and slowly but surely, most assuredly, progress has been made. Am I right, Ms. Moore? They have been building the field, and the greats have shown up to play. Parents and community members alike came to help in our parent resource room, assisting with laminating, cutting out, sorting, copying, preparing resources for our babies. They showed up. They came to play. Community members helped Michael Moore with the garden club, tutored students, and mentored our children. Commercial bank employees came to read to third graders. The Senior Corps Foster Grandparent Program sent us Miss Opaline, who works 7 hours daily in kindergarten. Retired teachers came as volunteers at first, but we wanted them more and more, so we offered to pay them, and they said yes. That's my daddy. My point is, we didn't discover a place where no one had been. Great people, wonderful, helpful, hardworking, willing people were already here, and word spread, and more great people are on their way. Estas personas no solamente son voluntarios, ahora son mis amigos también. I'm so proud to call these parents and community members not just volunteers, but they have also become my friends. I want to show you a quick PowerPoint that Winnie Neotomi, would you stand up, Winnie, and Maria Moreno? Miss Winnie is our school social worker, and Maria is our administrative assistant in the parent community department, and so the three of us are a team, and the two of them put this together. Winnie put this together, Maria helped us, and I just couldn't do anything that we do without those two, so I just want to show you this real quick. The main thing I wanted to show you on this, and I don't know if this little thingy, oh, look, it goes all the way. Oh, heavens. Okay, I came over and practiced this so I would not look like a fool, but, you know, some things you just can't help. See this tiny little pie piece right here that's like shaking? That's the pen. It's not me. It's broken. September, we had 33 hours of volunteer work, and look, all the way around here, look in April, 150 hours of volunteer work. Wow. Look at our total right there. We've had, oh goodness, we've had 788 hours and 46 minutes of documented volunteer time, and then mentor hours, 47 hours and 30 minutes of documented. That means there's a lot more. This is our Parent Resource Center volunteers, and they come in the Parent Resource Room, and that's what I was saying, helping to make things for the teachers, among a ton of other crazy things we do in there. And we took our parents to Kilgore to Region 7 to the Parent Academy together with Fredonia. We got to take the Dragon Express. That was really fun. We have library volunteers who help shelf books, and you'll see these people in just a minute. And these are the mentors, and they come and spend 30 minutes at lunch with a kid or a group of children and just kind of sow into them love and show them a dependable adult who they can count on, someone they can trust, and spend time with them with just some positivity going on there. Lots of those. We have lots of those. Winnie, how many mentors do we have? 15? 17. Also, our volunteers have tutored children in classrooms. Commercial Bank of Texas came to Texas Reads one book and read to small groups. our garden club, and I know you guys have heard of that other times. I don't know if you recognize this fella. He's hiding under a hat here, but I'll show you some more of him in just a minute. But our garden club is awesome. This is our foster grandparent, Miss Opaline, from Senior Corps Foster Grandparents. And here's our retired teachers. And he is not just our garden volunteer. He's so nice and tall, he just reaches right up on our sign and changes those letters for us. Sign changer, garden waterer, tutor, bookmaker, and a whole lot more. So I would like to ask right now, first Ms. Moore, our principal, to come up here, and then I would like all of our volunteers and mentors who came to come stand up here at the front. And would you just please introduce yourself? We are so thankful. Let's give them a hand. Yes, come on up. Come on up. Why are y'all being shy? Crazy?
No bashfulness.
Yeah. What was you?
Okay, does this come off where they can introduce themselves? I'm going to pass the microphone because I'd like you to just go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell everybody your name.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lola Moore, proud principal of Carpenter Elementary School.
Hi, I'm Deanna Boston, and I am a mother and a volunteer at Carpenter Elementary.
My name is Ann Barker, and I volunteer at the wonderful library at Carpenter.
I'm Opaline Barnhart, and I'm with foster grandparents.
I'm Dr. Groman, and I don't know if I'm the adopted son or the mascot.
I'm Richard Malloy, a parent, not of a student, but of her. Retired teacher, volunteer / whatever, and it's a pleasure to work at Carpenter.
I'm Gracie Chauncey, and I'm a mentor volunteer at Carpenter.
And I'm Lisa Grigsby, and Carpenter will always have a special place in my heart, and I'm going to try not to cry. And I know, Mr. Neal, you won't remember this, but when I applied for a job at Carpenter many years ago, and Evelyn Jackson hired me, but you were in that interview, and I was sweating up a storm. So Carpenter is just special to me, and I'm just thrilled to be a mentor there.
Hi, I'm Maria Garcia. I'm a volunteer and a parent in Carpenter Elementary.
Hi, I'm Claudia Castrejon. I'm volunteering company.
I'm Bethany Petty. I'm a daughter of a teacher at Carpenter. I'm a college student, and I'm also a former student of Carpenter Elementary.
I'd just like to ask for one more round of applause. We could not do what we do without them. Thank you.
Let's say if we've got some other, come on, other Carpenter staff.
Come on,
and
staff.
supporters. Come on.
Thank you.
I love Carpenter a whole lot.
There they go.
Yes, you can step up on the.
Yeah, y'all are good.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great.
Thank you all very much. Isn't that just great?
It is.
That's a lot of fun right there.
I'd like to just take a moment on behalf of the board and thank each and every one of you for volunteering your time. It's the emotion that I see in you guys is heartwarming. Thank you for loving our kids.
Yes.
And being there for our kids.
Thank you.
Madam President, if I could, Mr. Lindberg, Ms. Watson, I met you and we had a conversation about what you were going to be doing and getting parents involved and community involved. You've done an excellent job. I applaud you.
Well, Board, that's all the recognition we have tonight, but I will say this, about 2 weeks after I started here, back in the fall, I started getting a phone call, visits, emails from Ms. Watson, and after a month or so, I realized those are really good ideas, so I need to start taking her phone calls. But she does do a great job over there. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Ms. Watson, don't leave yet, please. The voice from above.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much. We will now move to the information items and reports in today's meeting, and I will kick it over to the superintendent, Mr. Fraley.
Thank you, Madam President. Ms. Watson, do you kind of have a tally? Again, what was the total volunteer hours?
788 volunteer hours.
Okay, that's this year, correct?
Sir?
That's 1 year, one school.
Yes, sir.
I have a challenge. Next year I want 1,000 at Carpenter. And let's just challenge the other schools to at least get half that high. All right? Thank you, ma'am, so much. You guys are awesome. And Madam President, this coming Monday, we're going to kind of make history in the district. We're going to have our first, with me being here, our town hall meeting. We call it huddle time because when a team needs to get together and have a little strategy, there's something they call timeout, and they huddle up. And they get their plans together, and then they emerge and execute those plans. And typically, you have a pretty good scoring opportunity after a timeout. Some mess it up. We won't mess this one up. Okay? I'll be addressing a lot of big picture things. This is not a parent conference night. This is not to talk about individual transactions. This is a big picture thing. We have the mayor committed to being there. Representative Clardy is going to be there. Judge Perry, folks from the EDC, from NETCO as well, all want to be a part of this team. And so we can't be effective if we don't know what plays we're running. So we huddle up, call the plays, execute. We're excited about that. Axel Marino, a first grader at Nettie Marshall Academy for dual language, won first place out of all the Region 7 first graders in poetry in schools contest. He wrote a poem called The Football Field in honor of his favorite football team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to talk to Axel. But, also, Amy Cecil, a deaf ed teacher at McMichael Middle School, receiving the Outstanding Teacher of the Deaf Award from the Texas Association of Parents and Educators of the Deaf. She'll receive her award this July at the statewide conference. Very proud of what she does for our students and how she represents Natchez ISD. The NHS High School Band completed requirements last month to earn another UIL Sweepstakes Award after receiving Division I ratings at the Region 21 concert and sight reading competition. This secured the band's 34th Sweepstakes Award since 1980. Congratulations to our kids in the band and all the parent volunteers. Boost Club parents rock as well. The Wednesday, May 23rd is our pre-K and kindergarten roundup. It will be held from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. here at the DSC. Parents, you may pick up packets ahead of time. If you don't want to stand in line, you can do that ahead of time. We'll enroll 4- and 5-year-olds for the school next year. And we've wrapped up the majority of our STAR testing. Yay for that. Today, and we'll have other chances for retakes this June. And we had some issues like the rest of the state where kids were kicked off the test. And I wonder why that happened. But I'm just still not convinced that this is being done to really put us in the best light. I'm not a big fan of this, but we comply. Last week, we celebrated Teacher Appreciation Week around the district and campuses and groups recognized as teachers as superheroes. We have a video on our website about that, and it was done very, very well. And we really have some super outstanding members of our team as teachers who truly are heroes. I'm a personal testimony, personal witness to the power of a teacher, how they can truly change your life in a very, very positive way. And for many teachers, they help students really begin to find their identity. And so when the teachers and the parents and all are pulling together, magic happens for those kids. So I really want to thank the teachers for what they've done for me. And for this man as well, who was a teacher, he didn't realize that. This is May, almost gone. And we are having celebrations all over the district, not because school is ending, but because we want to recognize folks. We'll have the Natchez High School Academic Excellence Awards on Thursday, May 24th at 6 p.m. in the auditorium. There was some confusion regarding the superintendent scholars. Those medals have been ordered. They have been received. They will be distributed for those kids who took those extra classes. We have the Senior Scholarship Assembly on June 1 at 9 a.m. in the auditorium. And graduation for students and parents will take place at 6:30 June 8th at the William R. Johnson Coliseum at SFA. And we have the retirement reception at 5:30 Thursday, May 31st in the NHS Commons. Madam President, we're quite busy this month. Thank you.
Lots of very exciting things going on. Thank you. I will now call on Mrs. Jolynn Corley to present on our data review.
Good afternoon, President Fitch, board members, and Superintendent Fraley. As was stated earlier, this week has been our largest testing window for STAR, and I've seen everything from Star Wars to Starbusters to Superstars and Start Your Engine at one of our elementary campuses. And so if you would just please join me in acknowledging all the hard work that's gone into this from our district and our community. This afternoon, I will be presenting the monthly data review for the Goal Progress Measure number 3 that includes specific data for our 2 campuses identified as improvement required, Emmeline Carpenter and Fredonia Elementary, along with the results from our first administration of STAR results for 5th and 8th grade reading and math. This information may be found on page 14 of your board book. We will begin with an overview of Emmeline Carpenter Elementary. Before we start looking at the data on the visual representation, I want to point out that there's 2 reference points. The yellow line graph depicts the 2017 state passing rate for each subject and grade level, while the dark blue bar graph depicts the performance standards from 2017. At this time, we do not know what the new performance standards will be for 2018, so this is the only standards that we have for now. We will begin by first focusing on the light blue bar graph and the orange bar graph, which compares data between 16 and 17 benchmark and this year's 17 and 18 benchmark. Both of these benchmarks were similar tests as they were STAR-released assessments that were administered here locally. As we go across and look at our different grade levels and subject areas, we're able to see gains across the campus that's depicted by both the light blue and the orange bar graph. Next, if we change our focus to the orange and the gray bar graph, this data compares the students that took the April STAR First Administration for 5th grade reading and 5th grade math with the tests they took in the spring, which was their benchmark. And what we're able to determine there is in 5th grade reading, we see a 14% gain. And in 5th grade math, we're experiencing a 5% gain in the first administration of 5th grade math and reading. Now we will have an overview of Fredonia Elementary. This is a similar representation that shows the following data results for the similar test from 16-17 benchmark to 17-18 benchmark, which were similar tests, those STAR-released assessments that were administered locally. If we look across at the different subject grade levels and subject areas, we're seeing gains. And as we focus our attention to the next set of data points that represents that first administration of STAR for 5th grade reading and math, that's the gray bar graph, and we compare it to that benchmark, we're seeing in 5th grade reading, we experience an 18% gain, and in 5th grade math, a 17% gain for this campus.
Way to go. I'm going to ask a quick question.
Yes, ma'am,
I should have asked it
certainly.
on the previous slide. I apologize.
Yes.
When we see performance standard 2017 versus the gold line of state 2017, what differentiate those 2 points for me?
Yes, ma'am, sure. So the performance standard for 2017, that's what was set by TEA as a passing rate.
Okay.
And it's different for every grade level and every subject area. And those just haven't been released yet for 2018.
Sure.
So these goals were kind of in the dark until they get that finalized and released. In addition, the gold line graph shows what the state percent scored for 2017.
So that's like the state average.
Yes, ma'am, that's exactly right.
So
It shows where we are.
Navy line represents the minimum the state's expecting us to see. The gold line is the actual average.
Yes, ma'am, we're
Gotcha.
still reaching for that state average.
I think we've got a principal back there that needs to be saying, woohoo!
Yes, ma'am. Both of our principals, Emmeline Carpenter and Fredonia Elementary, we're seeing gains in that 5th grade reading and 5th grade math. And we have to remember this is only the first administration for this assessment, so it's very exciting. After the first administration of STAR, 5th and 8th grade reading and math, students that did not pass had 10 days of accelerated instruction that was targeted to the students' individual specific needs. This week, the students that did not pass the first administration of 5th grade reading and math and 8th grade reading and math were reassessed for a second time. We should be receiving these results by June 13th.